What do you say, Nathan? Should we jump into this email from Deba?
You want me to say
Yeah,
goodbye?
and
You guys done with me? Or do you
No,
want to
I
keep
think
me?
these
You
are
want to keep me?
these are
I'll hang
admission
out. I'm
related.
here. Oh, bring
Yeah, if
it.
you
I'm
have time,
ready.
please.
I'm
Actually, these
I'm I'm
first
all
few.
yours.
okay.
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 Let's. I feel like we've talked about this one a million times. This first one, Ben, but we haven't gotten Anne's like perspective on it, so I'll
Okay.
Sure.
shut up. I'll read the
Okay.
email and then I'll shut up. Not for long, of course. You guys know me. The subject was low or unranked schools worthwhile? Question mark. I had a question I was hoping you could help me with. Over the weekend, I heard back from a school in California that I had been accepted to with a 75% scholarship! Exclamation point. I was not expecting that at all. This must be a new listener if they were not expecting this. I applied because the school is close to my aunt and I could live with her if I ended up there. In any case, it's not a top 50 or even a top 100 ranked school. And I know Ben and Nathan really emphasize going to law school for free, but I was wondering if they have done any podcasts or videos talking about this. I applied to 20 schools, wow, and still haven't heard from the others, but this scholarship could change a lot. Ultimately, I was wondering what they recommend to people who get into lower ranked schools with a good scholarship versus going to their top choices, better ranked schools for full price.
I
Thanks
think
again,
this.
Deba. Go ahead, Ann.
Okay. I think that Deba, you have this is a fun way to start your cycle, but it is not the end of your cycle. And sit back and put your feet up and relax and watch the other offers that come in. I think people get super excited and start going through the possibilities in their head with that first or second letter, and then they realize there are going to be a lot of choices to consider. And soon you may see you don't really have to consider the one that you think is, is so appealing at the beginning. Now, that being said, let's pretend you go through your whole admissions cycle and this is still really tempting to you. I would say that depending on your career goals, there's it might be a great choice to, I don't know which school we're talking about, but for example, California Western, I was director of admissions there 20 some odd years ago, right? People graduate from there, they become judges, they go on to do real things, they're equity partners in law firms. And if you have no debt, you can go be a public defender, you can do whatever you want to do. So I would say it might be a great option for you. You want to go into family law, you want to go in something that's where the prestige of the school you attended isn't all that important, but you'd have more freedom to accept a job because you wouldn't have debt. That's awesome. I mean, I don't look down on that at all. I'm no elitist, okay? I understand the value of a Harvard, Yale, Stanford, but I understand the value of being a lawyer, and that you don't have to go to Harvard, Yale, Stanford to be a lawyer or to be a good lawyer. So I would say to you, hold on to this letter, let it buoy you as you proceed to get more news back from other schools. But don't go crazy quite yet starting to decide what your priorities are. Wait and see what your options are, then decide your priorities as you weigh them. Because you might have a great scholarship to Loyola or a Chapman, and then you might get a little bit of money to an Irvine. I mean, I don't know the stats, but you start to see what the options are, and suddenly this may be more or less appealing to you. So don't get too excited yet. Just chillax with it, I guess, is my advice.
Yeah, we're big advocates on the show of considering offers from the Southwesterns of the world. One of my best friends wanted to work in like child dependency law, and she is now an attorney, child's attorney, working in Oakland, and she graduated from Southwestern. She went to Southwestern on a scholarship. It worked out awesome for her. I have a buddy
one of my favorite, go ahead.
who's a public defender who went to, it was like some school I'd never even heard of, like a night school in Sacramento or something. And he went to, I think that might've just been a California accredited school, and he's a public defender. So there's lots of things you can do with those degrees. We talk about that a lot.
My favorite example of this is in 2011, I wrote a book called The Law School Decision Game. I wouldn't recommend going out and buying it. It's from 2011, but the point still stands. I interviewed two attorneys who are both big time entertainment law attorneys. Like one was head of HBO at the time, the other of the BBC, like basically same job, different places. One went to Harvard and one went to Southwestern. Same job, they got their different ways.